Hi, my name is Manipam. Let's go to frequently asked question. What will happen when controller, either a WAC or EG2 gets imported into Trellix? The answer is that BACnet will be disabled and user will receive a notification on Trellix to re-enable BACnet. Normally, a controller needs to be imported when more devices, zones, or areas have been added. Re-enabling BACnet will allow Trellix to generate BACnet points for these additional devices, zone, and area. So let me demonstrate. So I'm going to log into a WAC that is connected to this demo panel. Right now I have only two areas, Office 101 and meeting room. Okay, let's say I'm adding a new area. I'm going to call it Office 102 and click on Save. Now, if I go back to my Trellix web interface, right away, I will get a notification saying that there are items out of sync with area controller. So I have to click on Go to Manage Controllers and then select the controller that have been affected. And under import status, it's showing that import required. You have to click on the import controllers. Once the import is finished, you get another notification saying here on the top saying BACnet disabled during system configuration changes. Re-enable when changes are complete. In order to re-enable it, we have to close this notification, switch from Trellix Sliding to Trellix Admin Application, go back to System, go to BACnet, click on Edit to re-enable it, and then click on Save. I'm not sure if you noticed before, because I have added a new area, the total number of published objects is now 66. Now, if I download the new Epix file and then open it, I should see the new area being populated in the new file there. So click on Edit with Notepad++. Now, if I click on the search button, click on Control F4 and enter Office 102 and click on Find Next. I now should see a new object with unique device ID, as you can see here. Okay, keep pressing next. You're going to see that Office 102 underscore OCC, that's for occupancy status, and Office 102 underscore SCN for the scene. Now, next question. Will existing BACnet objects change their ID when the devices, zone, or areas are added to Trellix? The answer is no. The IDs remain the same. The additional devices, zones, areas will be assigned to new BACnet objects with unique IDs and will not affect the IDs of existing BACnet objects. So you can see this by comparing the current object ID with the previous object ID before the Office 101 was added. To prove that, we're going to go back to Office 101 here and search. Okay, you can see for the Office 101 underscore LOV, the ID remain 1090 for underscore LOV and 1091 for Office underscore OCC and 1092 for Office 101 underscore SCN. This is the current Epix file after the area Office 102 have been added. This is the previous Epix file before the area was added. Now, if I do the search Office 101 and click on Find Next, you can see that the ID remained the same. For Office 101 underscore LOV, it still remains as 1090. If I click on Find Next, it's Office 101 underscore OCC remain as 1091. If I find next again, Office 101 underscore SCN, the ID is 1092. So there's no change in object ID. Next question. When a new building floor is added to Trellix, will BACnet points get added automatically? The answer is no. There's also no notification on Trellix telling the user what to do after a new building or floor has been added. In the Trellix lighting application, user must follow these steps below in order to update the BACnet points correctly. First, you have to click on the device tab, then select Trellix, then click on action, and you have to click on sync to BACnet. Okay, so let me demo that. So going back to Trellix lighting, First of all, I need to add a new building and a new floor to demo this scenario. So to do that, I have to click on the Site tab. And then if I want to add a new building, I'm going to click on the plus button beside the building and I enter the building name, building 2, and select the building type, click on Save. Then I can enter a new floor, floor 3, for example. Then click on Save. As you can see, there's really no notification on Trellix telling me what to do. The next step here, after I adding the building and floor, I had to go back to the devices. Now, before I do that, I just want to demo one thing. Going back to Admin tab, go to System and BACnet. Notice that the total number of published objects is only 66 as of now, because it doesn't know that I have added a new building and floor yet. So now if I'm going to go back to Trellix Lighting, go to Devices, select Trellix Core, go Action, and select Sync to BACnet, and go back to Trellix Admin. Click on System, go to BACnet. Now you can see that the new building and floor have been added. By looking at the total published object is now showing us 70 instead of 66. Now, because the floor and building have been added, I have to download the new epics file to reflect that change. So click on download and then open it. So that's the new one. If I open it again with Notepad++, and if I enter building number 2, I should be able to see that object have been created for building number 2, as you can see here, right? With a unique building ID here for analog value. And the same thing for building underscore level. Similar thing if I want to find floor 3 that was created under building number 2, I just need to enter floor 3 here and click on Find Next, and it's there now. Comparing to the previous epics file before the building 2 and floor 3 were added, that would not exist. So if I try to search it here and click on Find Next, I will see nothing there. It says can't find the text floor 3. Okay, even if I scroll all the way up, I wouldn't be able to find it anyway. And similar thing with building number 2. If I enter it and click on Find Next, it wouldn't be there because that's the PIX file that happened before building 2 and floor 3 were added. Next question. What is the best practice for setting up BACnet integration with Trellix Core? Basically, just make sure that all the devices, the zones, areas, floors, and buildings have been set up and fully commissioned before enabling BACnet interface on Trellix. This will eliminate the need for third-party integrator to revisit the site multiple times to remap the BACnet objects. So how do you change the duration for high priority override from BACnet? You need to look for a BACnet object known as Trellix_OD and change its value. By default, the override duration is set at 480 minutes. You can change this value between 5 minutes and 480 minutes. So we need to look for this object name, right? Trellix_ID. On the epics file, if you enter the object name Trellix_OD, you will see that the object type is analog value and the ID is 500. So going back to Yabi, I just need to look for analog value 500. You can see it's Trellix_OD with value 500. And it is telling you right here, the maximum is 480 and the minimum is 5. That is in minutes. So as you can see, the default is 480 minutes. If I want the duration to be shorter, let's say 5 minutes, I can enter 5 minutes here. And then moving from this point on, anytime I select any LOV object, whether it is office, area, building, or floor, that override now is going to last for only 5 minutes. Next question. Before the override duration expires, what will happen if you send another high priority override to the same BACnet object? The answer is that the timer will reset and the override duration will restart at 0 seconds. For example, if the current override duration is 120 minutes, and another override command was sent 2 minutes before it expires, the override duration will last another 120 minutes. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you find this information helpful.